Hello guys, today we're going to learn about indices. First I'll take you through the rules of indices, which are the 6 rules of indices, and then we're going to do some few calculation and examples of indices. But we have the 6 rules which we're going to do immediately after this. The first rule of indices is multiplication indices. When you're given a number like 2 raised to power a times 2 raised to power b, your answer is supposed to be 2 raised to power a plus b. So when you're given a number, the base remains the same, and then you add the indices. For example, when you're given a number a raised to power 2 times a raised to power 4, that number, what you do, the base remains the same. For our case, the base is a, and then you add the indices, which is 2 plus 4. So the answer you get is a raised to power 6. That's the answer. You're given a number 2 raised to power 6 times 2 raised to power 2. You still do the same. The base remains the same. For our case, the base is 2, and you add the power 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 get 8. Another thing about multiplication of indices, when you're given a number, let me say a raised to power 2 times b raised to power 4. Here you must be careful, the base are not the same, so your answer will remain a raised to power 2 times b times b raised to power 4. And then when you're given a number like a raised to power 2 times b raised to power 2, also here our base are not the same, but this one can be made simpler in this form. You can factorize, so it will be a times b into bracket raised to power 2. This one, when you open the bracket, it will take you back here, and this one, when you factorize, it will take you back here. So when doing multiplication of indices, you should be careful, focus about the base, and if so, you can also look at the power if you can factorize it. And there goes multiplication of indices. You can pause the video and look from the top and check if the concept has synced well before you move to the other rule. Our next case is division of indices. When you're given a number 2 raised to power a, divide by 2 raised to power b. What you do for this case, when it comes to division, you subtract the indices. Because our base is this 2, it's going to remain 2. But on indices, we are subtracting them, a raised to power b. That's the answer. And then let's replace the letters with numbers. When you're given a number 2 raised to power 4, divide by 2 raised to power 2. Your answer is going to be 2, which is our base, and then 4 minus 2. Our answer will be 2 raised to power 2. This can be explained further in this way. When you have 2 raised to power 4, divide by 2 raised to power 2. This is equivalent to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 over 2 times 2. So when you cancel here, we'll cancel this 2, we'll cancel this one, and this one will cancel this one. We'll remain with 1, 2, which our answer it will be 2 raised to power 2. Track the index. So pause the video and then look at the flow of the calculation. You're going to move into the other rule of indices, is the power indices. For example, the power indices, how you go about it, when you're given a number, let me say x raised to power a into raised to power b. What you do, you multiply the index. So the answer it will be x raised to power ab. Now let's replace these letters with numbers. Example, x raised to power 2 into raised to power 4. Our answer will be x raised to power 2 times 4 is equals to 8 raised to power 8. Also, you can be given a number, you have x raised to power 2 into bracket raised to power 1 over 4. Your answer will be 2x raised to power a half. This is raised to power half simply because 2 times 1 over 4. 2 times 1 over 4, 1 is a half. You get a half. So our case is x raised to power a half. That's how you go about powers of index rule. Power of index rule, you multiply the indices. So you can pause the video, check from above. From there, you can check the video and then let the concept sink. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. We are moving to the next index rule. The next index rule is roots. Roots rule. Roots rule. We have square root, cube root, fifth root, sixth root. The answer will be n. The answer will be n raised to power a. This number here comes here. So for example, let's replace a with 3 and n with 7. When you replace those, so it will be 3, 7. Our answer it will be 7 raised to power 1 over 3. Again, you can replace that. We have 2 and then we have 4. 2 and 4. For 2 and 4, you have 2 and you have 4. For 2 and 4, it will be 4 raised to power a half. But for our case, because you know the square root of 4 is 2, this answer will be 2. That's how you go about roots of indices. Okay, to our other rule of indices, we have the 0 index. The 0 index. Here you have to it's very simple for the zero index rule. Any number raised to power 0 is 1. N raised to power 0, you'll get 1. Y raised to power 0, you get 1. 1 million raised to power 0 is equals to 1. So for the zero index, any number raised to power 0 is 1. Any number raised to power 0 it's 1. Never forget that when you're doing your calculation of index. Any number raised to power 0, your answer is supposed to be 1. The other rule of indices is the negative indices. Given a number for the negative indices, it means that the index is the one that is negative. Let me say x, our base, our index is negative a. So for the negative index, the rule, your answer is supposed to be 1 over, when this is over, is x raised to power a. So this minus, when it's taken to the bottom, to the denominator, it becomes a positive. So for our case, we can say 4 raised to power negative 3. The answer, it will be 1 over 4 raised to power 3. When you're given a number 2 raised to power negative 2, your answer is supposed to be 1 over 2 raised to power 2, which will give you 1 over 4. This is our answer. And that's how you go about the negative index. You take the number to the base and the index remains positive. It changes from negative to positive. Don't forget that. When you're given a number that is negative, when it comes to indices, take the number to the denominator and it will make it positive. This is the question of 2019 KCSE paper 1. So the question was given into 9 raised to power 4 into cube root is equals to 3 raised to power n. Find n. First thing, this is written into base 3. You can make 9 into base 3, which will give us this, the whole this. You can write it into 3. 9 to base 3 is 2, so it's 3 raised to power 2 into bracket 4. All of this is equals to 3 raised to power n. So when you're here, first thing is you remember the power rule. The power rule says you times the indexes. So the first thing here you remember, you have what you're going to use here is, first thing is the power rule, and then after that we are going to use the root rule, because you have this root here, the root rule. For the power rule, you multiply. This is 2 times 4, you get 8. So for a case, into root 3, and then 2 times 4 is 8. So this is 3 power 8 is equals to 3n. And then remember the root rule. The root rule, it was in this form. You get a1 over n. a1 over n. So our n is 3, our a is the whole of this. This is our a. So what you're going to write is 3 raised to power 8 into 1 over 3 is equals to 3 raised to power n. 3 raised to power n. So for this case, and then you remember when you hear, you remember what? The power rule, which says you multiply the index. So it will be 8 times 1 over 3. You'll get 8 over 3. So for this case, it will be 3 raised to power 8 over 3 is equals to 3 raised to power n. So this corresponds to this. So our n is equals to 8 over 3. That's our answer. So from the top, the first thing we did, we used the power rule, and then we multiplied 2 times 4, we got 8. We got 8 here. And then after that, we used the root rule. And then the root rule says like this. So we 3 raised to power 8 into bracket 1 over raised to power 1 over 3 is equals to 3n. And then after that, we did a power rule again here for these two. We did a power rule, which is 8 times 1 over 3. We get 8 over 3 is equals to 3 over n. So it means the 8 over 3 corresponds to n. So n is equals to 8 over 3. And that was the answer for 2019 question of indices. So you're going to write 7, 7, 7, 6 into the factor of 2. You're going to move very fast, so to save time, to so for the 2, we are up to how many 2's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to write here 2 raised to power 5. And then from 143, you're going to use 3. You're going to go with 3. By 3, 81. By 3, you get 27. By 3, you get 9. So from there, how many 3's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we add here times 3 raised to power 5, which is equivalent to 7 7,776. So where there is 7,776, we replace it with 2 raised to power 5 times 3 raised to power 5. Now we replace it. 6 to n minus 3 is equals to 2 raised to power 5 times 3 raised to power 5. Remember when I explained there, I explained it to you that the base are not the same, so we are not going to add the powers. Instead, you're going to factorize it to make it simple. So we can factorize this area and say 2 times 3 because the powers are the same, the indices, so raised to power 5. Are we together? And then the next step is 6 to n minus 3 is equals to 2 times 3 raised to power 5. This one, 2 times 3, you get 6. Two times 3, you get 6. So it will be 2 to n minus 3 is equals to 6 raised to power 5. Because the base are the same, so we equate the powers. So it's 2n minus 3 is equals to 5. So this 3, you take it to the other side, it will be plus. So this will be 2n is equals to 5 plus 3, which is 2n is equals to 8. Divide by 2, divide by 2. For our case n is equals to 4. That was the answer for that question of 2018. Okay, as you can see, this is another question. Okay, KCSE question. So the first thing, you have to write everything into base 2. So everything into base 2. So we shall move here. We shall write everything into base 2. So we shall move here. We have 32 into base 2. You can simplify very fast. It's 2. 2, you get 1 6. 2, you get 8. 2, for 2 you get 8. 2, you get 4. For 2 you get 2. So it's 1 2 3 4 5. So that 2 is 2 raised to power 5. So we shall write it here. 32 is equals to 2 raised to power 5. And then you move back to 8. 8 is 2 raised to power 4. No. And then you move back to 8. 8 is 8. So for 8 we're going to do first 2 4. Moving back to our question, you have 8 into factor 2. I'm going to move fast. So it's 2 4 2 2. So it's 1 2 3. And then into our side we write 8 is equals to 2 raised to power 3. We have 64. So for 64 by 2 you get 32. By 2 you get 16. By 2 you get 8. By 2 you get 4, and 4 by 2 you get 2. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6. So you move here, you write 64 is equals to 2 raised to power 6. Now we can start our question. So where there is 32, you replace with 2 raised to power 5. So it's 2 raised to power 5 x minus 3 times 2 raised to power 3 into x plus 4 is equals to, we'll create some space here, some more space, is equals to, we said 64 is 6, so it's 2 raised to power 6 divided by 2 raised to power x. So we have that question. So if you have that question, now you're going to go about the rules. The multiplication rules, it says we add the index, so it will be 5 into bracket x minus 3 into bracket plus 3 open the bracket x plus 4 to bracket is equals to 6, because remember the division rule, we said we remember the division rule, we said we subtract the index, so it's minus x. So this is what you're going to work with. So for our case, we open the bracket. When you open the bracket, you get 5x minus 15 plus this multiply this 3x, this multiply this plus 12 is equals to 6 minus, sorry, not 8, 6 minus x. And then for this one, if you group them, the one that are alike, you bring them together, so it's this one and this one and this for this side. So 5x plus 3x, you get 8x, 15x minus 15x minus 15 plus 12, you get minus 3 is equals to 6 minus x. And then this x, you bring it to this side, minus, you take it to the other side, because both are minus, when they come to the other side they will be plus. 8x plus x is equals to 6 plus 3, you get 9x is equals to 9x is equals to 9. Divide both sides by 9, divide both sides by 9, you get x is equals to 1. And that was the answer. Thank you for watching, and please click the like button if you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video next week. Thank you.